Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily, and today I'm going to do a full face of my 2024 makeup favorites, and this is in collaboration with the amazing Mariam here on YouTube. So hopefully that all sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTubey things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get into it. You guys are zoomed in nice and close, 4K, no filters, and everything I use on my face today will be linked in the description box down below for you guys. They are affiliate links though, so if you shop through them, thank you so much, I appreciate it. So today we have another collaboration with Mariam. She is a wonderful makeup YouTuber. She does all things Pat McGrath Labs, Lisa Eldridge. She's like the queen of lipsticks. She's absolutely amazing. We've done a few videos together, and each time we kind of have a different theme. I think we've done a full face of Pat McGrath Labs and a full face of Lisa Eldridge. Today is a full face of our 2024 makeup favorites. And each time we do one of these videos, we put together 8 questions that are kind of themed of some sort so that her and I can get to know each other better from watching each other's video, but also so you guys can get to know us better as well. Mariam's video will be linked in the description box down below if you want to check it out, and please go and show her some love because she is amazing. Today's questions, by the way, are holiday themed because it's the holidays. I recently did a video where I named my top 15 creme de la creme makeup favorites of this year. It wasn't like from one of each category or anything. It was like, these are the 15 products I've tried this year that I'm like obsessed with. So I'm going to use a lot of those in today's video as well. But I'm also going to use other makeup favorites and kind of talk to you about why the other products that weren't in that video or didn't make the top 15 are also favorites. We're going to start with eyes, and this is my favorite primer slash liquid eyeshadow that I tried this year. So it's the Lisa Eldridge Liquid Silk Shadow. I actually picked up every single shade that she released. This one is in the shade Phoebe that we're going to use today, but I do have a review on my channel if you want to see all of the shades swatched and in action. Now, Lisa says that you can use this as an eye primer as well as a liquid eyeshadow, and it's kind of got this like hydrating smoothing technology in it. So it's like great for all lid types, including like textured or mature lids. And I quite often use these as an eye primer. I really like them as a liquid shadow as well. Personally, I know some people have found that these tend to crease on them. They do not crease on me. Did I say this is a Rephr 33, by the way? Because if I didn't, it is. These don't crease on me, so I can put this on like this. You can also build it up more if you wish, and it won't budge all day for me. But I know some people do, so just tread carefully with that. If you find that they do crease on you or you have extra oily lids, you might want to go like a Danessa Myricks cream shadow route. But in terms of an eye primer, I find these also work really lovely. It just lays down that kind of initial transition color that I like on the lids, and then it the shadows kind of grip really well to the primer, making them last lovely and lengthy throughout the day. I just quickly went and changed my top because I noticed that one had this like swishing sound when I moved, so I will put it back on at the end. And also, if you can hear my aircon, I'm sorry, but it is so hot and my aircon isn't working properly. We're hoping to get it fixed before everyone shuts down for Christmas, but it is disgustingly hot here, and then the aircon not working, and I can't have the fan on because the mic, it's all too much. So I'm sorry if you can hear it, but it's either that or I die of heat stroke. So eyeshadow palette we're going to use today is actually, spoiler alert, because I actually don't know if this video is coming first or after my ranking every palette I've tried this year. So if the ranking's up already, it's not spoiler alert, but otherwise it's maybe spoiler alert. But we're going to use the Glamonatrix Barely Basics palette for today's look because this is my #1 favorite palette from the year. I love it. I love that there's each line of different color stories. It's kind of like suits every occasion. These are just like crazy special shades. They're beautiful, and same with these. I love them. I love the quality of the mattes, the quality of the metallics. Everything about this palette is just perfection to me. So naturally we have to use it for today's look. I'm going to start with a Lethal Cosmetics 200 brush, and I'm going to go into Leggings first, which is a nice like transition shade for me. And I'll just run that through the crease. I don't really need too much just because we used Phoebe. You could also skip this step, honestly. Glamonatrix are coming out with powder and cream blush duos on Boxing Day, and also new shades of their cheek and lip tints. I'm so excited. I can't wait to pick them up. Also, I forgot to say, I filmed this video yesterday and I really liked the look, and I didn't film a big chunk of it, and then because I'm asking questions, I couldn't even just be like, oh soz, I skipped, like I didn't hit record for this part. So I have to refilm today. So I'm gonna put a photo right here of yesterday's look. Yesterday's look, I'm gonna do kind of same mattes, but I used Viral, if you're wondering. So today I'm gonna do something different because I don't want to do the same look over again, just FYI. Okay, GSN 10, going into this one right here, which is called Share. And let's start the questions. So the first question is, what instantly makes you feel like the holidays are upon us and puts a smile on your face? Two things for me. So I'm just gonna lightly fluff this through the crease, starting small and building, and just like squiggling and deepening it all up, you know? Two things. One, so if you don't know, sorry, I live in Australia, and I'm from Australia, live in Australia. So right now it's actually our summer, whereas for the Northern Hemisphere, it's your winter. And so for me, when it feels like the holidays are coming and are right around the corner, is when it kind of comes, we're coming out of winter, we're in like that spring phase, and I don't know what it is, at least in Queensland, we have this temperature and breeze where it's like nice and warm. It's like the perfect kind of heat that you want, and this perfect like beautiful vacation vibe breeze. And I feel that every year around that October, November time, and it's like the holidays are coming. The holidays are coming. It just has a distinct like, she's nearly here. And then when it turns really, really hot, it's like, okay, the holidays are definitely coming. The other thing is, every year around mid to end November, my husband Shane and I have a tradition where we watch every single Harry Potter. Like each week we watch a new one of the movies. We've done it since we've been together, since year one, and we've been together 11 years. We don't watch them at any other time of the year. We just do it every year this time, and we love them. And that definitely is like the marking of the start of the holiday season for me, because it's like we start that when it's like time for the holidays, you know, time for Christmas. So yeah, two of those things. But that there's this particular breeze, and anyone else in Australia or that has a hot Christmas, let me know if you know what I'm talking about or if it's just me. Now I'm going into a Rephr 14, and I'm going to go into looks right here and just do the same steps right here. Just deepen it slightly. I just want to deepen up here to like lift this outer corner a little bit, lift the eye shape a bit. You can obviously skip this step or go smokier, you know, world's your oyster, as we say around here. You just do what you like and what your preference is. So I think there's like a fly flying around in here. So if you can see that, so it's a favorite that is a favorite of all time for years now is my Pat McGrath Labs Intensify Stick. You know that this is an absolute staple for me and my looks. This is just like a glitter glue if you haven't seen it before. So I'm just going to pop that on 3/4 of the lid, and then I'm going to pick up this Bissioto flat brush, and I'm going to go into Follow. I believe I have a 4 looks 1 palette. Yes, I do. I have a 4 looks 1 palette with this, plus I think it's in that one actually I did full swatches and everything as well. So if you want to see all the deep in-depth swatches, I'm just going to press this where we put the intensifiers. I really wanted to use this shadow yesterday, but this is like, you know, this is a really comfort zone look for me. So yesterday I was like, no, I'll use Viral. And it, don't get me wrong, turned out beautiful. But today, when I was like, I have to refilm this, I was like, that's it. I'm creating my favorite look. Suppose you could call this as well, like maybe holiday makeup or New Year's Eve makeup, if you wanted. I love that shade. This Follow shade is gorgeous. Such a beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow. Look at that. Just it's brown, I keep telling you, it doesn't get enough credit for how good it is. Just gonna pick up this BK207 and go a little bit into DIY while we're here. Just gonna swoop that up in here a little bit. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Look how nice that looks. Oh, I love that. Happy days. And then just picking up that Rephr 14, I'll just mix a little bit of these two shadows together and I'll just marry just a touch out here. Oh, I like that. That's pretty. Happy days. What a fuss-free, simple, stunning look if you ask me. Let's move on to our base makeup, and number one product from the year for me personally is the Rephr Under Eye Balm. You can check out my top 15 makeup favorites video, which was just recently posted if you want to see like the in-depth thoughts, but honestly I've raved about this ever since I got it, so I feel like you guys already know. Another product that was in my top 15 makeup favorites was the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Primer, so that's the one we're going to use today. I just can't get enough of this. It's so good. My goodness, it makes my makeup look flawless, like my foundation, and it just wears so well. And I've even seen like a handful of comments where like a lot of you that have dry skin love this primer as well. So it seems to be quite a versatile primer. I don't know what Tom Ford has kind of done, like the brand has done with this like primer, but it's kind of like a magic potion primer. Honestly, it's so good. My favorite color corrector from this year is actually the Sisley color corrector. This is in the shade 1. I mean, it's a concealer slash color corrector. For me, it's a color corrector because of the shade, and there's no shade that like suits me. So I like to personally use this as a color corrector, but I know some people get funny about that and are like, no, it's a concealer. But for me, it's a color corrector. Okay, so the next question is, describe a holiday tradition that is specific to your country. So in my opinion, Australians don't get into, not that we don't get into Christmas, we do very much get into Christmas, but I don't feel like it's as big of a thing as it is in, say, America or Europe or England from what I've seen. Like anytime I've been in America or even Canada or Europe for Christmas, you know, it's a really big deal, and like the shopping centers or the shops and everything like go all out in terms of like decorations and stuff like that. Whereas like here you could go to the shopping center, at least in Queensland, to the shopping centers that I've been to, and it's like trying to spot the Christmas decorations. It definitely used to not be like that. I remember when I was a kid, the shopping centers would like turn into this like Christmas wonderland in a way. But it feels like each year in Australia, and again, it could just be my perception, but each year it feels like Christmas gets less and less of a vibe or a thing around here. Before I continue on this, my favorite foundation, this was also in my top 15 favorites, the Dior Stick Foundation. I have the shade 1N. Holy grail, so good. So good. I have other foundations that I tried this year that are also like incredible favorites, but this one is just a whole other level of amazing personally. And I'm just going to blend it out with this artiste brush, which I don't know the number of this, sorry. So yeah, I don't feel like I definitely, anytime I've been, like I said, into I don't know if it's like a cold country thing, for example, anytime I've been to a cold country for like Christmas time or anything, it just feels like Christmas. It feels like everyone's so into it. But Australians do get into Christmas, don't get me wrong, in our own way. It's just that it's also really hot here, right? So for us, our Christmas traditions, generally for most families, it's like a few day, like, because most people in Australia, depending on what job you do and stuff like that, will take 2 weeks off. I don't all the time. It just depends on the year, really. But we always get like Christmas Day, and then the next day we call Boxing Day. We get those as like public holidays. So a lot of the times people will take like the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's off, and everyone shuts down, and like those are pretty good vibes. Everyone's like in holiday mode, you know? So a lot of the time it's kind of like, you know, Christmas starts like drinking early. I don't personally drink, and neither does my family, because we have like, I mean, we've just got a really small family. So our Christmas is more like, I go to my mum's, we have a big feast and like hang out, and then kind of come home. You know, ours is a bit different, but a lot of Australian families, it's like, you know, you'll start drinking beers and like have barbecues or prawns. We don't call them shrimp, we call them prawns, and it's a big thing. We eat them cold, and Christmas is definitely like, prawns are a must at Christmas for Australians. It's a big thing. A lot of the times you'll see like most families or a lot of families will go to like the beach because it's so hot, or by the pool if they have a pool, or they'll go outside and play sport like cricket or something. It's kind of just like, we just have a big, it's like a vibe. It's like a barbecue vibe, I guess. Kind of maybe like, maybe we celebrate a little bit Christmas like you guys celebrate 4th of July without fireworks, maybe, I guess. is kind of probably the closest, or like if you're American, I guess, is the closest I could describe it. Pavlova is a big thing. I don't personally like pavlova, controversial. I'm not a pavlova gal. I think there's a contest between or a discrepancy whether or not New Zealand or Australia invented pavlova. I personally don't care either way because I'm not a pavlova person. I saw this reel the other day actually where it was like talking about Australians Christmas, and it was like, wake up, drink beer, have this, and I don't know, it was really funny. If I can find it again, I'll try and put it in here.
What's Christmas like in Australia?
Well, you start drinking on Christmas Eve and you drink from then until about the 3rd of January. That whole period is just an 11-day binging extravaganza the whole country gets involved in, known as Chrissy New Year's. We don't even leave milk and cookies out for Santa. The kids will leave cold beer. In the morning you'll wake up, kids will open the presents and you'll have a beer. And then the food comes out. The first thing that comes out is prawns. We don't call them shrimp, we call them prawns. It's pretty much like American Christmas, except there's going to be something off. You're going to go, why is the turkey a ham? Why is everything cold? Why are there sausages? Why are these people wearing paper crowns? Why are we eating outside? These are just Australian traditions. The food's really just there to mop up all the beers that you're drinking, because Christmas is the one time that you can drink 700 crownies and not be labelled a pervert. After the food's all done, you are down the beach, you are in the pool, you are on the slip and slide, you're spraying each other with a hose. The game of backyard cricket will start, and Uncle Ken will try and warnie his way down the pitch, pull his back out, and he'll have to go and sit down and have a quiet beer next to someone who's passed out with their Christmas hat on looking insane. Bing Crosby is the only one allowed to sing Christmas carols in Australia. So then the sun sets like at about 9 p.m. because it's the middle of summer. So what'll happen is two families from the neighbourhood will merge whatever leftover food and crownies that they have and have a second crack at Christmas lunch for Christmas dinner. 700 more crownies will get drunk, and then it's straight to bed because you got to get up and start drinking because the cricket's on. And the best part about cricket is drinking the beer.
It was so funny because I was like, yeah, that's accurate to most Australians' Christmases. It's just I have a really small family, so it's not like that for me, and I don't drink. And neither does like Shane and stuff, so you know. I am still really liking the Chanel Micro Lip Serum, by the way. If you're wondering, just as like, I like to wear this when I'm doing my makeup. It's like a lip serum, it just adds extra hydration before I put my lipstick and stuff on. In my top 15 favorites were these two concealers, the Chanel Sublimage and the Westman Atelier. Chanel is shade 10, this one's L1. I'm gonna mix them together. I usually mix my concealers together, but these are also brilliant concealers on their own as well, but I'll just mix them together for today because they were both in my favorites. Again, go check out that favorites video if you want to see like in-depth thoughts, but I just absolutely love these concealers. They are holy grails. And then this one's just a little bit lighter than the Chanel, so I'll just pop some here too. It's probably a bit much, but anyway. Okay, question number 3. What is your favorite food that you only ever really eat during the holidays? Rephr Brushes. The original, and is it, I don't know the name of the dark brown packaging one, Rondeur or something. Not the coconut. I do not eat coconut. I don't like it. Like, I like coconut water, but that's about it. I don't like coconut desserts or anything. Oh my gosh, Rephr Brushes. I only ever eat them at Christmas time, and it's because no matter how many times I tell my blessed mother to not get me chocolate for Christmas because I just gain weight so easily, she gets me a box because she knows they're my favorite, and I just love chocolate and hazelnut together. My lord, they're so good. I just love Rephr Brushes, yeah. So I never eat them any other time of the year, just Christmas. And I am obsessed with them. And then we also do things like, I guess, potato bake. I never cook that really at any other time of the year, which I don't know why, because I love it so much, but I only ever cook it. I cook it at Thanksgiving, like, because we celebrate Thanksgiving even though Australia doesn't. And I cook it at Christmas every year without fail. I love that. And a trifle. Oh, I only ever cook that at Christmas too, or like make one at Christmas, and I love it. But definitely Ferrero's. Definitely Ferrero's. Everything else we kind of eat year round. I want to know what a food is that you eat only at the holidays, actually, pretty please. Especially because so many of you are from all of these awesome places around the world. I'd love to know what it is that you eat around this time of year. Whether you celebrate the holidays or not, or just do you eat it just because it is this time of year, it's the end of year? Like, I don't know. Let me know. In my top 15 faves as well was my Dior contour. I love this. Just such a phenomenal contour product. Great shade, easily blended, foolproof. Even if you accidentally put too much on, it's just chef's kiss, you know? Chef's kiss. This is a BK 101 that I'm gonna blend it out with. Okay, so what's the next question? New Year's. Okay. Low-key board game night with friends or party hard all night long? We are a low-key board night game with friends. We've actually done that for the past 6 or 7 years in a row. It's become a tradition with another couple, the friends actually that we celebrate Thanksgiving with each year. We play Monopoly every New Year's. We play Monopoly. It gets heated. We get very competitive about Monopoly. It takes all night. We've each like kind of won games too. It's quite funny. I think we're tied at the moment for winnings. Yeah, it gets very, very heated and I love it because even though I do New Year's Eve makeup looks and stuff, that's kind of like one, inspo for you guys, but also just for like me to get glam and have that fun. But like on the actual New Year's night, I put pajamas on and I don't wear makeup because it's like a fuss-free low-key just at home. You know, we get some good food and play games and it's awesome. I'm just gonna set my under eyes with my Hourglass Veil and Pat McGrath Labs powder. I wouldn't say necessarily that this is like a favorite, but what has been a favorite this year is mixing my Pat powder with other powders that maybe don't work super well on their own for me. And that creates this like perfect powder concoction. So that's a favorite. I'm not a massive New Year's person. I kind of think New Year's is a little bit overrated or how much pressure people put on themselves. I also hate crowds. Hate crowds. Hate. And I don't drink. So for me, like going out is on New Year's especially is like, oh no. I used to, you know, when I was young. Well, I mean, I'm still young, but like when I was like 20 and stuff, you know, I've had my fair share of those kinds of nights and they were fun while they lasted, but no. But even back then, I remember I was like, I just don't like crowds. I've never liked crowds. It is not for me. So yeah, I'm not a party all night long. And then trying to get a cab home or an Uber home and then you're just paying through the roof for oh no, no. I also just like, honestly, if we didn't play board games with friends, I'd be in bed. Like I'm just not someone that really particularly cares about it. I know that sounds bad, but whatever. This was also in my top 15 faves. My Chanel loose powder, the best powder ever. Hands down. I just love it. I talk about it all the time. I'm just going to leave it there. So I'm just going to set my face. I need this right now because, oh, I am so hot and sweaty even just sitting here doing this right now. And normally the aircon in this room is like ice cold. So it's just because it's broken. I'm like, oh, and I'm not used to the heat. I don't deal well with heat. I hate it. I hate it. So anyway, I'm going to quickly go off camera now and do my brows and then we will be right back and I'll carry it. We have brows. Honestly, my favorite brow product I tried this year was the Patrick Ta brow pencil. To be honest, I can't stop using it. Otherwise, brows are kind of brows to me. I have favorite gels and all that I've talked about throughout the year, but yeah. Okay, let's finish this lower lash line. So I'm going to take a Rephr 13 and I'm going to go into leggings and run that underneath here. Again, you go as smoky or as soft as you like. And then this is a Spectrum Cross KJH 21 brush, which is brilliant for the lower lash line. I'm going to go into a little bit of looks. It's the smallest little pencil brush. Kind of did my inner corner already, so we're going to leave that there. My favorite eyeliner that I tried this year was actually Chanel Contour Claire, because it's just this perfect shade to like run along the top lash line here, and it like smokes out the lash line, but it's like blends in really well. You don't even need to do anything to it. See how it just, I don't even know if you can pick that up on camera, but it just, oh, it's such a beautiful shade. It just really works if you want to kind of have that smoky lash line. It's really fuss free. And then I really have been liking this Patrick Ta cream liner for the lower waterline. And neither of these have irritated my sensitive lashes, or my sensitive eyes, sorry. And then I think the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Lash Mascara would be my favorite from the year. I can't remember when I tried the, yeah, no, I think I tried the Rabanne and like Bad Gal Bang and stuff last year and they were amazing. I have so many mascaras, I still am not up to the point of needing to repurchase them, but this year I just love this one. It's like selfies. Wow, lost my mind. Falsies in a tube. And it doesn't flake and it's really easy to get off. Moving on to bronzer. my Lancome. I talked about the Lancome bronzer and the It's All Fluff bronzer in my top 15 faves. I've used the It's All Fluff one a lot lately on my channel, so I'm going to use my Lancome. And then this is an Esom T59 from the Sophia Sees Beauty set from them. And this has become my favorite bronzer brush. It's so soft and like hugs my face so perfectly. I really like it. The next question is, what has been the most treasured gift you have received? And for me, it was when I was a child, when I got my first pony, which I know, yes, I was lucky enough to be one of those kids that had a pony. But it's a funny story. So it's actually on camera. I don't know who has the footage anymore. You know, back when we had like proper recording cameras, not like a phone. I think I was like 7 years old. And I had been horse riding for like a year, and I'd leased this horse for a little while, this pony. His name was Fabio, and he was amazing. And the girl that actually owned Fabio turned around to us and said, look, I need to actually sell him because I need a bigger horse. You know, she was like a teenager, so she was getting taller and taller. And so, and Fabio was like a little kind of 13-hand pony. So my mum said to my dad, like, you know, should we get her the pony? And my dad was like, you know, said, and I was there kind of thing. And my dad was like, no, she can't have a pony. Anyway, I was distraught because I just absolutely was obsessed with this pony. You can imagine a 7-year-old girl who's been leasing this pony for months is just obsessed with it, right? And my dad cheekily was like, no, we're actually going to get her the pony, but let's give it to her for Christmas, because it was like 2 weeks before Christmas or something. And so what happened was my mum took me out to the stables where I was riding, and my instructor at the time was saying, oh, I want to introduce you to a new pony that maybe you can lease instead of Fabio, because, you know, you can't keep leasing Fabio. And I was distraught, but I was like, okay, yeah, no worries. And like my mum's recording, I go into the stable, and this is how daft I am, right? Like still to this day, I wouldn't even pick up on this. So I'm so focused on like meeting this new pony that I didn't notice that this pony had a saddle on. But underneath the saddle was like, it had brand new like rugs on, because we would rug our horses, and its face was covered because it was a rug that went over its face, and a giant Christmas bow, right? Didn't notice any of that. And my instructor says, I think its name is Merry Christmas. Didn't hear it because I'm so focused in on meeting this pony. So I'm like there putting my hand out or whatever, and everyone's kind of looking around going, how has she not figured this out yet? And my mum goes, it's Merry Christmas. And then it just tweaked, and I sobbed like a little baby, just sobbed. Oh my gosh, I was beside myself. And then my mum is sobbing, and then everyone else that was there watching is sobbing. It was a crying mess, but it was amazing. And like, you know, I'm a huge animal lover, huge. My dream is to own acreage and just rescue all of the animals and give them beautiful homes for the rest of their life. So it's just, you know, you never forget, like, you know, that first pet that's like yours. Like we had cats and stuff, but they weren't like my pets. And I had that pony for years and years, and I just, oh, I loved him so much. So yeah, that was my most treasured gift. You know, you can't ask for anything better than that. My favorite cream highlighter that I've tried this year, I actually haven't tried too many, but my favorite has definitely been the Topaz Gloss highlighter from Rephr. I have a full face Rephr review that I just recently put up, if you're wondering. It's such an underrated brand, truly. And this is like the Vive Skin Dew in a lot of ways. It's absolutely beautiful. And don't be turned away. It looks quite dark when you pull it out of the tube, but on the face it's quite translucent. But I think because of the shade that it actually is, it'll suit multiple skin tones, I think. But see how natural it is? Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And it's not tacky at all. And then for powder highlight was absolutely the Lancome Tint Idol highlight. It's like a liquid highlight in a powder form, very natural. If you're someone that wants like that, you know, bling to the gods kind of highlight, it's not for you. It's a very natural one. And if you don't put cream highlight underneath, it's even more natural. It's just beautiful, non-texturizing, just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. For cream blush, the Glamonatrix Lip and Cheek Tints were in my top 15 faves. I love these. Like I said, they've got more shades coming out. I'm actually going to mix mainly Gentle, but I'm going to mix a teeny tiny bit of Lavish in with it just to create kind of my ideal shade. I like to mix and match the shades a bit. So that is Gentle on its own. It's kind of like a neutral pink, and then just a small amount of Lavish, just a teeny weeny bit. And then I just like to pick it up with my sponge on my hand. Okay, next question is, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Hands down, Home Alone 2. Don't get me wrong, I love Home Alone 1 as well. That's gorgeous. Gorgeous. That's a good movie is what I'm trying to spit out there. I was looking at the blush going, that's gorgeous. But I just love Home Alone 2 because it's set in New York. I love New York. I love, like, when I was a kid and would watch Home Alone 2 and the fact that he got to, like, order that room service and all the Christmas presents at the end and everything. I loved it as a kid. I was like, this is amazing. And then as an adult, Harry and Marv especially, is so funny in that movie. I am beside myself laughing every time I watch it. So I love Home Alone 2 is number 1, and then Home Alone 1 is number 2. Like, they're my top 2 faves. I love them. I think they are masterclasses of Christmas movies, truly. But I love also just like Hallmark Christmas movies, you know, the ones that are real cheesy. Girl or boy goes back to hometown and then they fall in love and realize there's more important things to life, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely love them as well. But you can't go past Home Alone. Okay, powder blushes. I talked about the Fenty ones and the REM Beauty ones. I'm gonna use the REM Beauty ones today. Sorry, in my top 15, I talked about them. I'm gonna mix Peach Planet and Rose on Mars together. I actually really like to mix these two together to kind of create my fave shade. But I love these. The Fenty ones are also phenomenal. I've just been using them quite a bit, so I thought we'd use these. I've actually been using both brands, to be honest, quite a bit. Look at it. You just stop it right now. Honestly, even if I had to pick between the Fenty and the REM, I'd still pick the REM. I can't get enough of these. I really can't. So good. My favorite setting spray that I tried this year is definitely the Danessa Myricks Set It Forever Mist in like oil control setting spray. It's so beautiful at melting all the makeup in, setting it, and just really helping keep oils at bay. Also, for some reason I have like a dry spot right here. Just ignore it. Okay, next question is, do you have a memory from your childhood Christmases that is your most special / favorite? And for me, so I'm the only Australian in my family that was born here. The rest of my family, both sides from my mum and my dad, is actually all New Zealand. And we live here and the rest of our family lives in New Zealand. And so we never really would get to spend, for a little bit of time when I was younger, my nana and granddad on my mum's side lived here, so we would have Christmases with them, but for the most part, a lot of the time Christmases was just with my mum and my dad and my uncle. I had an uncle live here as well. But one year we went over, and I think I was like, I didn't have a pony then, so maybe I was like 6 or 7 then, or maybe I did. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We went over, I was young, and it was our first Christmas in New Zealand, my first Christmas in New Zealand. It was also my first time really meeting all of my aunties and uncles, because my mum and dad had like 7 brothers and sisters on both sides, so it was huge. And we spent Christmas Day at one family and Boxing Day at the next family, and it was the best Christmas ever, because it was like I got to meet all of my family. We got to spend it with all of our family. I've always wanted like a big family like that. My friend, one of my best friends growing up, she had a huge family and they were like Latino, and I just was always so envious of that. It looked so much fun. So for that year we got to have this really big Christmas. We did do it another time, but we've never really done it again. And there's been a lot of deaths and stuff, unfortunately, in the family, so it's not possible again now. But yeah, that was definitely my most special kind of Christmas, was actually having that big family experience where we all came together and and it was just amazing days. So yeah, that was definitely my favorite Christmas when I was a kid. Definitely makes you realize like family is incredibly important, In yesterday's look, I used Westman Atelier PK, again, a product that was in my top 15 makeup favorites. So for this look today, I think I will try another one of my products in my top 15 faves, which was the Lisa Eldridge Rouge Experience lipstick. And I think I'm going to try the shade Ribbon with this look. Normally I wouldn't pair such a bold lip with such a bold eye, but it's Christmas, so why not? So I'm going to take the Lisa Eldridge lip liner in Ribbon. Now, my actual favorite lip liner from this year that I tried was the Tom Ford lip liners, the new formula. Wow, so good. That was actually the one I wore in yesterday's look too. They just don't budge. They're phenomenal, honestly. And even the Hermes liners, so good. But because we're using red, I need to use a red lip liner, which I do love the Lisa Eldridge lip liners a lot anyway. And then let us use Ribbon. Oh, such a good shade. Oh, that is so pretty. I love that. I love this shade of Ribbon. It's so beautiful. And these Lisa lipsticks are like lip balms. Honestly, they're so comfortable. All right, let me go figure out what I'm going to do with my hair, and we will zoom out and wrap this up. All right, my friends, this is the finished look. What do you think? Ooh, I like it. I actually like how this has all turned out. I feel very pretty, if I do say so myself. Now there is one last question, and it is, what are you hoping next year will be like for you? For me, I hope it's gonna be healthy. Healthy for me and healthy for everyone that I love, because this year my health has been horrible, horrible. Just my endometriosis and adenomyosis has been wreaking havoc on my body. I've been having multiple migraines. Like this year health-wise has sucked. So I really would like a healthy year next year. I've had a lot of family members as well be ill in one way or another, cancer, those kinds of things this year as well. And it's been a lot. It's been a lot, and it makes you realize you really don't have anything in this world if you don't have your health. So you have to take it so seriously and treat it like it is the most precious thing ever. So yeah, for me personally, I would just love a healthy year, because I feel like if I had a healthy year, everything else could just fall into place. But yeah. All right, that is it. That is a full face of my 2024 makeup favorites and a collab with the beautiful Mariam A here. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what your #1 favorite product was for the year, or answer one of the questions. Oh no, tell me what your favorite food is around this time of year. Pretty please. Let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. If you're watching till this point, you know you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. And an extra special shout out to my Lily absolute legends and all my channel members here. Thank you for supporting me. And I just hope that you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world. And I will see you next time. Bye.